Hello. Are y'all here yet? I see some people popping on, so I'm going to give a minute before I switch over to the presentation. I would play music, but last time I did that, I got busted on YouTube for playing copyrighted info, so we're going to have to sit here in silence while we wait for everyone to get in. Let's see, to everybody. Hello. I'm so glad you're here. Yay, everyone. How awesome. This is my first time to use Webinar Jam, so this will be interesting. I am told that this video will automatically upload to YouTube after it's over, so hopefully that actually happens. Hey everyone. All right, I'm seeing you pop in now. It worked. Whew. Can you hear me okay? Type in the chat if you can. Someone say yes if you can hear me. Awesome. Can you hear me? Once I switch over to the main presentation, you will not. Okay, thank you, Adele. Awesome. Once I switch over to the main PowerPoint presentation, I'm not going to see the chat window anymore, but you guys can still see the chats. So I am going to switch on over to that. Let me hit screen share and go to it. And do full screen. Ooh, that's spooky, isn't it? It's like never ending. Okay, here we go. From the beginning. And you saw my face. I am Heather Dietel. But you are here tonight for a reason. You are here because someone asked you to watch this. Maybe I asked you to come here and see this. You're curious about coaching. Maybe you are a coach and you just want some inspiration. But there's no pressure here tonight. It's fun, it's inspiration, it's information. I said no to coaching many times, and it was an uneducated no. So I want to make sure you know exactly what it is so you can make a proper decision on if you want to be a coach or not, which I think you should do anyway. I am your hostess for the evening for about 30 minutes. My name is Heather Dietel. I'm a Star Diamond coach. I was Premier Coach last year, and I've been a coach since November 2010, and I retired from my job in 2013 in the summer. It's a pretty awesome summer that was. I started as a customer in August 2010, so 4 years ago. 4 summers ago, I bought Insanity through my buddy, Chris Reed, and I didn't even tell him. I almost bought it off of Amazon, but I decided, you know what, he was the one who inspired me. I don't need that extra 20 bucks. You know, it's cool. So I went ahead and maxed out my credit card and ordered Insanity through him and started doing it and got in the best shape of my life. And Mark and I were doing that workout and telling everyone about it, showing them the moves, and we weren't even coaches yet. And I felt so happy and inspired by this that it changed my inner being. I was more into personal development and changing who I was overall. And my friend Chris kept saying, you need to be a coach, you need to be a coach. And I kept telling him, no, 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 because I didn't know what it was. I was not a salesperson. There was no way I could add anything else to my life, so forget it. Then I finally said, you know what? He didn't steer me wrong on Insanity. He gave me a sample of Shakeology. I tried it, I liked it, And I'm not much of a shake drinker, so I was a little bit stunned that this helped me. And we'll talk more about Shakeology later. So this is me before Beachbody. I said no to life. I was overweight, in debt, laid off multiple times, maxed out my credit cards. I'd never set goals. I didn't travel, and I didn't have a plan. You know, each year we'd max out our credit cards for Christmas, and then we'd spend the next year paying off what we just charged so we could do it all again every year. I would cry in my closet and say, I'm not going because nothing fit. I said no to life. I didn't go to the beach wedding. I didn't go to the pool party. I didn't go to the party at the nightclub because I didn't want to be seen and I didn't want to hang around other happy people. It would just make me miserable. So I stayed in my little cocoon hoping things would change. And they didn't. But my 20-year reunion was coming up and I decided I had to make some changes. I was in my late 30s and I wanted a better life. I wanted better things for me. I wanted to travel. I wanted all these things, and following other people's dreams wasn't working out for me. I went to college, I got my degree, I got my job with benefits, and I found myself in this situation here, and I wanted something else, and I didn't have a plan B. So here is me after I said yes to Beachbody. On the beach in the Bahamas, doing yoga with Tony Horton, walking on hot coals with Tony Robbins, Jamaica, Vegas, California. I mean, all of this stuff, cruises, Cancun, Cozumel, over and over and over. We go to Vegas, we have all these great times. And I've said yes to my life now. Because I said yes to Beachbody, my whole entire life opened up. I'm no longer just sitting on the couch, drinking wine, watching American Idol, hoping my life is going to change, dreading Sunday nights because I had to work on Monday. So just a little bit about Beachbody. It was founded in 1998 by Carl Deichler and John Congdon, and the mission is to help people achieve their goals and enjoy a healthy, fulfilling life. And that mission is on the wall at the corporate office, and we hear it often, and I truly believe that these guys speak and believe it. They have high integrity, and they decided to launch the coaching network about 7 years ago because they were watching their own message boards and noticed that the customers were helping other customers with the programs. So instead of saying, let's sell our stuff on shelves, let's have these other customers do it. And that's how the coaching opportunity was born. I'm just going to share with you a few success stories from our team. And this is a tiny, tiny handful of success stories. There are a financial success story there. That house, that's Chris, my buddy who sold me Insanity, his house of 19 years on the top, and that house on the bottom is the one he just moved into this summer with his Beachbody money. All these weight loss successes here, these are real people with real results. They're doing these workouts at home, and they're getting in the best shape of their lives, competing in things. It's awesome. Up on the top right, you can see a group of us holding some plaques. Those are CEO plaques that we got when we, retired from our jobs. And we handed out some more this summer. So it's really is great to be a part of this successful team. We have team calls every Monday night. We have training, anything and everything available for you if you want to grab it and go, or if it's just a challenge group where you can do your program and get help with your program. So now some downer stuff to make you think. You know someone who is affected by obesity, whether it's you or someone close to you, someone you work with. There are a lot of physical and mental issues that happen with obesity. 10, 20, 30, 40, 100 pounds overweight. You're going to have heart disease. You're going to have bad knees. You're going to have low energy. And like me, not want to go anywhere and hide yourself from life, not be able to sleep. I remember I used to be sick 4, 5, 6 times a year. And once Shakeology was introduced into my life and I got to a good weight, that I'm barely sick once a year now. It doesn't even happen because I'm taking care of myself physically and mentally now. I have this little quote on the side there that says, "The price of anything is the amount of life you exchange for it." So I want to ask you, what are you exchanging for your life? Do you drive 5 hours a week in traffic? Do you work 40 hours a week for a paycheck? What are you exchanging for your life? And when you're at the end of your life and you look back, are you going to say, "Oh, I'm so glad I worked 50 hours a week. I'm so glad I watched all those hours of TV. I'm so glad." What is it going to be for you? Are you going to have lived a life of fulfillment or regret? Here's a few brands. I can't even fit them all on this slide. There are so many. But here's a few of Beachbody brands, and some of you may think, "Oh my gosh, I didn't know they did that." Derm Exclusive down there is the skincare line. That's amazing. We love it. It doesn't have the sulfates and phthalates and all the bad stuff in it, so you can check that out later by talking to the coach who invited you here. But these are just a few of the brands. I started with Insanity. I love it. It's my go-to, but it's not for everyone. And here are just a few of the latest products. Beachbody's so awesome that they launch products all the time, every year, like pretty much every quarter something new is launching. In the summertime they launched PIO and PIO certifications. Last summer they launched T25 and Vanilla Shakeology. This summer they also released the 3-day refresh. It's a 3-day cleanse type thing. It's pretty awesome. And this year in early 2014, the 21-day fix launched, and they're launching something in September, P90. It's a new Tony Horton workout, like an intro to P90X. And 2 new products that we don't know what they are yet. They're under wraps and they're secret. So great company to be involved with. A lot of other network marketing companies might launch 1 product a year. Beachbody will launch 6, 7, 8 a year, and it's pretty fantastic. So what do you get out of all of that? 8 #1 ranked infomercials, and this was just the last time I checked, and it didn't even feature 21-day fix and T25, which are inching up there. 8 #1 ranked infomercials. That's pretty crazy. So with all of that, they spend $100 million a year on advertising and on TV hours. So you get 240 hours a day of people knowing the brand that you are going to represent. If you say P90X and Insanity, everyone knows what that is. You can barely turn on the TV and not hear about it at some point during the day. Pick up a magazine, you're going to see Autumn on Self pretty soon. You see Tony Horton on TV shows or signing books or working out with the military, and they're around, but they do not pay for celebrity endorsements. I just read an article recently that Chris Pratt from Guardians of the Galaxy used P90X to get in shape for that movie. I mean, Beachbody doesn't pay for that. He chose that program and did it and talked about it on his own. I think that's pretty awesome. So what happens with all that advertising? 50,000 new customers are generated each week. Each week generated. And they are assigned to coaches like me. Once I reached an emerald rank that's qualified to receive a lead, that's 2 coaches under me. I had 2 coaches, that's it. My husband and a friend. And Beachbody started giving me customers to help. So I didn't have to go out there and be this salesperson and try to recruit customers. They gave me customers to help, which is awesome. And they have a goal of getting to 1 million coaches. Right now they're at a little over 200,000. So that's a big gap to fill, 800,000 more coaches to end the trend of obesity, because that is the big goal there. So I mentioned Shakeology earlier, and I just want to touch on it because some of you may already know what it is, so I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about it. Coaches do get 25% off of Shakeology and anything else that they order. But it's not just some shake you can pick up off the counter at GNC. It is an ultra premium health shake. It's a superfood shake. It's not just some protein shake or weight loss shake. And when someone says, well, how is this different or better than the protein shake I'm drinking? I say, well, it's #1, it's not a protein shake. It has 16 grams of protein in it, but it's more than that. What does it do? You know, people want to know, why is it so special? What does it do? For me personally, it solved all of my digestion problems. And I don't drink Diet Cokes anymore. I used to drink 2 or 3 Diet Cokes a day, and it stopped my craving for Diet Coke, which is amazing. Money saver. And my energy's through the roof with it. I did a whole round of insanity without it, and then I did a round of insanity with it, and it did make a huge difference in muscle recovery and a lot of other things. But really, most people don't eat a lot of vegetables. They eat a lot of processed foods, and I doubt many people are getting 5 to 6 servings of fruits and vegetables a day, and this really does help you take care of that. So you came here tonight, maybe you watched the video on the registration page, and you want to know, what in the heck do coaches do? How does Heather get to stay home all day and work from home and work from a cruise ship and work from the beach? How does she get to do that? Well, I share the products with family, friends, and Beachbody customers, and I help them reach their goals. And we have fun and we make money. I do set weekly and monthly goals, and I'm very consistent with how I reach out to people. I actually have my tracking sheet in front of me right now of the people that I reached out to today. It's just like tracking food that you put in your mouth. Anyone that you talk to, I just write it down and follow up, and it turns into a great living. You don't have to be a fitness expert, a medical expert, nutrition expert, or you don't even have to have like ripped abs or be fit from day one. A lot of people will say, well, I'm going to wait until I lose my 50 pounds and then I'll sign up to be a coach. And that's like saying, I'm going to wait until I lose my weight before I get a gym membership. You know, you need the gym membership to lose the weight, right? That's what people think. So I say you do it with everyone. Become a coach and say, do this with me. Don't use all the great tools from the toolbox. Get to your goal weight and then say, hey, look what I did. Now you can do it. You should just invite people to do it with you. Encourage and support the whole way. Because now that I've realized I wasn't a coach just to lose weight. Becoming a coach helped me become a better person because I had to work on my personal development in order to be a good coach. So let's cover a couple of objections and myths. These are objections that I hear often. I've been coaching almost 4 years. I said some of them. I'm not a salesperson. I'm not either. I am not a salesperson. I like the movies, and I will talk about movies that I like. I like Nike. I talk about it. I'm not a salesperson for Nike. And just because you have the word coach after your name doesn't mean all of a sudden you're this oogie salesperson. You can share and help people from the heart, and it's sharing, it's not selling. My spouse won't let me. That's a tough one. For me, if you really want something, you're going to make it happen. I kind of forced my husband into being a coach. I said, hey, you're a coach. And he was like, okay, whatever. But I didn't really discuss it. It was something I wanted for me. He knows how important it was for me to be healthy and be happy, and this was something I wanted to try. There's a 30-day money-back guarantee. And what was the worst that was going to happen? The worst that was going to happen was that I would pay the money, I didn't lose any weight, I didn't benefit anything at all, and then I returned it and got my money back. And that's not even bad because I would still get my money back. What's the best thing that could happen? I could lose the weight, feel awesome, share it with people, make money, and then it turned out to be my career. So don't let things hold you back. If you really want to do it, and you've got a 30-day money-back guarantee. My job won't allow it. That one I'm not sure about. I didn't have a job that restricted me. I mean, how hard can your job be that they restrict what you do in your personal life? That one you would need to talk offline with your coach about that. I don't have money. Guess what? I did not either. I maxed out my credit card to do it, and it was the best money I ever spent because it got me in the best shape of my life, and it introduced me to the most amazing people, and it opened my life to major opportunities. I'm too busy? No way. Every single successful coach on our team all have kids, married, jobs when they grew their business to success. And now most of them are retired, but they did grow their business to a successful state before they left their jobs. I know successful coaches who have 4 or 6 kids, run ultra marathons, lawyers, we have pilots, hairdressers, all kinds, all walks of life, teachers on our team, former police officers. Any career can be a coach. Last year's top coach was a full-time dentist, owned his own practice, and had 5 kids and a special needs kid, and he was top coach of the year. So you can do it if you want. I don't like shakes, or I don't like working out at home. I was not a shake person either. I'm saying you've got to try this one. Don't judge Shakeology based on other shakes. You need to try it for yourself. 30-day money-back guarantee. Try it for 30 days. Working out at home, I was a gym rat. I get it. Being around the other people, all of that. Now I love working out at home because I know that I can get a kick booty workout at home. I can wear whatever I want. I don't have to fight for space. And I can get up while my kid's asleep or my spouse is asleep and just make the workout happen and check it off the list. I don't have to wait for a babysitter. I don't have to wait for the car to warm up when it's cold. I don't have to do any of that. I can just get up and work out. Some of the myths that if you're not in early, you're not going to be successful because it's network marketing, that you got to be in on top, the pyramid scheme, you got to be in on top. Well, it's not true. There are people who signed up 3 weeks ago who are wildly successful. Just all depends on your efforts. People think they have to work this business 40 hours a week to be successful. That's, again, not true. I had a full-time job. I probably worked this business 5 to 10 hours a week at the most. And then when I went full-time, I probably work at 3 hours a day. So there you go. You don't have to have a great transformation story to be a successful coach either. I had already discussed that. Don't wait until you lose the weight to become a coach. Just do it. And if you already know a ton of coaches and you say the market's tapped, no way, I'm not going to be successful, I will also debunk that and say several of the top elite coaches last year, 2 of them were sisters who lived in the same town. I mean, talk about sharing contacts. If sisters can both be elite coaches and in the top 1% of the company, then the market is definitely not tapped. So what are some benefits of being a coach? You get to work from home. This is awesome. I mean, you can go make your lunch and vacuum and work out and do whatever you need to do. Go have lunch with your kid at school, go to the grocery store, and boom, you're done with your day after you've finished talking to a few people. You get fit as you grow your business. Working out is part of your job. Travel and incentives, vacations, all those things there, the Coach Summit, the cruise that we went on last year, a leadership event, those are things that I earned from hitting goals with Beachbody, and I've been hitting these goals since I started as a brand new coach. So they're not super extraordinary to hit. You can hit them. Working out with celebrity trainers. The first time I met Shaun T, I probably grabbed him like 10 times. I freaked out and screamed in his face. And tax benefits. Every trip I take is tax deductible. Every workout gear I buy, I can write it off. It's awesome. So let's get down to the business. The business. What does it cost? It's not $1,000. It's not $500. It's anywhere from $140 to $300 to get started, and that's a challenge pack. You get your program plus your Shakeology, and normally it's $40 to be a coach. That's it. $40 to start your own business, but that's waived when you buy a challenge pack. And then you pay around $17 a month to be a coach, to get all your websites, your training, the logos you can download, videos, all that stuff, brochures, all of that for $17 a month. I've known other network marketing companies that charge $40, $70, or more a month, and they don't even give you half the stuff that Beachbody does. Active Military basically gets to be a coach for free. You get the 25% off, and you don't pay the $17 a month coaching fee. So if you're active military or you know active military, then you can become a coach for free. 25% off everything you order. This right here, just on my Shakeology, I save myself hundreds of dollars a year because I know I'm going to be drinking it. And I get 25% commission on all my sales. So I'm going to ask you, what do you want? Why are you here listening to this call? What did you want to get out of it? Do you want some changes in your life? Do you want to lose weight and feel great? You want to fire your boss and be debt-free, have more time with your family? All this stuff right here, the pictures that you've been seeing, this is my life now. This is my office. This is where I go to do my work. I'm not chained to a desk and a phone and a time clock. I get to run my hours. And yes, I had to do this dual. I had to work my job and coach at the same time. But now I'm free. I have freedom. Freedom to be with my family. We just got back from a horseback riding trip right before school started, and in my past life, I would be at work. It wouldn't have happened. So really think about that. When you get off this call tonight, write it down. What's your vision? What do you want? And what are you doing to get there? Because you need to ask yourself that. Is what you're doing right now getting you to your goals? Are you taking any type of action toward making your life the way you want it, or are you building someone else's dream? You are either building your dream or you are building someone else's. Don't dance around the perimeter of the person you want to be. Dive in fully into it. We all have fears. I didn't want to be a coach. I didn't want to talk to people. I'm not a salesperson. I was scared. And then I shifted from that person that said no to life to speaking on stage, hosting webinars like this, making videos all the time, talking to people, going into situations where I have no idea what's going to happen, and now I'm comfortable with it because I've worked on my personal development as a coach. And just for your sake, for your own mental sake, I've pushed through the fear. Don't worry about what might happen a week from now or a month from now or 6 months from now. You don't have to see the whole staircase. You just see the next step. Just take the next step. You know, we went horseback riding and we were in the hill country in Texas, and there were just crosses all over the place on the top of these hills. And I say all over the place, but I needed to see them. And right before we were horseback riding, there was another cross. And my son, his horse's name was Faith. And I thought, this is so perfect. Look at all these messages coming at us today and this whole weekend, telling us to have faith and don't worry and everything's okay. And I'm here to tell you the same thing, that I've been there at the beginning. I've been afraid, and I know what's on the other side of fear, and it is your life, and it's waiting for you. This isn't a thing about Shakeology or sales or points or goals or anything like that. This is about becoming a better you and having a better life, but you have to take the next step. You have to say yes and get started. It's decide, commit, succeed. I actually have a necklace that I wear around my neck. I don't have it on today, but it says decide, commit, succeed on one side of it, and the other side is a Beachbody logo, because I want to remind myself, you know, if you haven't taken any new action, then you haven't truly decided that you want something different than what you have right now. And I want you to succeed. I want to celebrate you on the team calls. I want to celebrate your weight loss or your business success. I don't want you to be in the same position 6 months from now, a year from now, saying, man, you know, I attended that webinar and I really wish I would have done something then. I wonder if I can do something now. You know, even if you're not ready right now, this is the busiest time of your life. You're in the middle of something crazy. Just get started. Just get on the team and save your spot on the team. And then you can learn as you go. And it's okay because nobody's pressuring you to be a certain way by a certain time. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I hope you were inspired. And I say talk to the coach who invited you to see this. And you should be getting a copy of the recording emailed to you as well, so you can share it with whomever you want. And I'm going to end the presentation so I can go in and take some questions here. And I'm going to stop the screen sharing so it doesn't look weird. Okay. All right. So who has questions? Anyone? And if you do not, then I'll just go ahead and end it and post the recording. I'm so happy you were here tonight. Thank you for being the guinea pig on this presentation since it was my first time to use it. All right. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to stop the broadcast. Thanks for being here. Y'all have a good night.